Good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to another NerdTube Dragon Ball Daima review. I am joined today by my Z Fighter in arms, Major Rage. How you doing?
Doing great. Excited to talk about this week's episode.
Yes, absolutely. Overall impressions. What did you think about this week's episode?
I liked it better than last week, that's for sure. Moved the plot along, uh, getting us ready for what looks like is going to be some good action and some good comedy next week. Um,
I
but yeah,
legit,
overall positive.
yeah, I legit think that last week's episode, you could literally skip last week's episode in a vacuum and like nothing. We would know there would be no difference in this episode, really. You know what I mean? Only with an offhand comment in the beginning about the ship running better than it did, before or something like that. Like that was the only mention of last episode. So you ready to jump into the breakdown?
Sure thing.
As I said, we jump back with our heroes in the plane. And they're kind of just talking back and forth, talking about the demon realm a little bit. An interesting note from this is that is that they were talking about, oh, isn't your with Pansy's like, isn't your dad a king? And they're like, yeah, but it doesn't mean he's rich. Kind of makes sense. So Bulma says that if she gets Majin sight, Maji sight from them, then she will gift them some planes or spacecraft, whichever one you want to call it. Just opening conversations, I guess. I mean, nothing crazy. Anything about this opening segment you thought was that stuck out to you?
No, not really.
um Moving on to the next section is a little more interesting. We go back with Goma and not Aransu. What's his name? You figure after
Degasu.
Degasu, you figure after 14 episodes I'd be able to get these stupid names down. Yeah, Degasu and Goma, and we get our typical Sentai ish characters. We get our sing not quartet. What is it? Singtet? I don't know. Like five guys. And they do the whole posing thing and everything like that. As soon as like the lights went out and the lights went on, like the party lights went on or whatever you want to call it, the flare lights, I kind of was just like, oh no, we're gonna get a Ginyu Force. Oh no. And lo and behold, yes, it is a Gamma Rende Force or whatever they're called. And yeah, so they're a basically a Demon Realm Ginyu Force. What are your thoughts on them?
I mean, there's only one Tokusentai for me, and that's the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force Light, though, they're pretty funny.
Yeah,
So, like, I'm not mad at it. They're pretty funny, but it's it's definitely fan servicey.
oh yeah. It for me it's cringe. Like I'm like, really? Like we can't do we always have to have like this Ginyu Force-esque thing. And I mean, Toriyama does kind of like that Super Sentai type group. Sorry, I'm fighting with my dog right now because he wants to play. Anyway, but yeah, like so we get this whole like I don't want to say a dance number, but like this kind of like intro Super Sentai, like they're doing their poses. And Goma basically says, well, we have kids that are coming after us. And they're like, aha, he's joking. Ah, ha, ha, ha. And they're like, no, this is serious. You got Degasu who's getting kind of mad with them because they're joking around and dorking around. In this section, though, one thing I wanted to point out was that we actually got a decent map of like the demon realm, where it's actually
Mm-hmm.
circular. Like I knew it was like a planetoids, but I didn't understand how it worked until they brought that diagram up and it showed, the third demon realm, the second, and they're actually in. It's like an eye. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like there's an outer, and then there's like the inner, and then there's like the iris maybe or something like that. I don't know, like the outer, the iris, and then like the pupil is the first
Mm-hmm.
demon realm. So That actually explained it a lot to me. I was like, holy crap, I did not think it was like that, but I'm glad they did the diaphragm, because I don't think they've ever really shown us that type of diagram of the demon realm. You know, they did show us like the holes in the ground and in the ceiling, but it didn't resonate with me how the demon realm was structured until I saw that. I don't know. Any thoughts on this whole part, like with the Sentai and the demon realm and everything?
You know, they cracked me up. I'm a sucker for a Power Rangers reference, and the on-screen kind of cosmology of the demon realm. Oh, nice.
Got my whole Ginyu Force.
Oh, that's epic.
Right? You just can't see them normally because I'm sitting in the way, but they're down there. Anyway, I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's all good. No, just the on-screen demonstration of the cosmology of the demon realm, that was helpful. I imagined it was kind of like the nature of the universe that was in the guidebooks, so it was nice to be kind of vindicated, there in my own mind.
I actually have not really delved into the guidebooks at all, so that's probably to my own detriment. I probably should do that, but I've never done it. I know about them. I just have never actually like delved into the guidebooks. So, but yeah, it's kind of like Tolkien and all of his like extended lore. It's probably like really good to to read and to get a kind of a context of a lot of everything going on. And since Toriyama is basically writing this show, it stands to reason that he probably will follow his own canon, which we also know Toriyama breaks his canon also, but still. I feel like he had a special place for the demon realm though. Like that's why I feel like that, if he knew this was going to be his last project, I feel like him doing this, like this is why he did this, because I think he had a special play. The love and the care that he has put into the demon realm in this, and then I feel like he really wanted to share this with us before he went, because I think he knew it wasn't a sudden death. I think he knew he had health issues. He just didn't share them with the world until after he passed.
So. Yeah, I'd agree with that assessment. A lot of love and care went into crafting the lore of the demon realm, and
like even before the show, like it always seemed for something that was hardly ever on screen. There's all this stuff, as you said, in like guidebooks, and you always hear stuff about the demon realm, but this show is like really like Toriyama's like, I'm getting into meat and potatoes of this. Sorry, I'm yawning. Okay, so are you okay to move on from there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we get to the warp, and warp has of course been turned off as per last episode by Goma. So they're trying to figure out where to go, and Goku, of course, is a moron and does his power pull, and they're looking at like the barrier to the first demon realm, and Goku hits it with his power pole and then gets shocked to death. And then I swear he falls. Time must have dilated in the time that he was falling, because okay, so after Goku gets shocked by the barrier, then Neva comes and he says, "Oh, I'm basically he's going to release the barriers." So not only does he release the barrier, but he does the one that Goku's falling towards last. He's like, so he floats out, and this is just hilarious because I'm laughing this whole. I'm like, really? Like this time dilates for when the closer you get to these barriers. So he does the ball thing. He gets rid, and I'm like, okay, he's going to get rid of the barrier. So he shoots the thing up, and it gets rid of the top barrier first, and I'm like, oh, so this is like, so then he has to turn his hand over to do the bottom one, and I'm like, Goku's dead at this point. Like, like he was falling. Like I wanted Loki to show up and be like, I was falling for 30 minutes. But yeah, so what were your thoughts on that? I mean, it does not surprise me that Neva's the one who put the barriers in place. I mean, it just tracks for where they're going with his character, with all the magic and everything. It does make me feel like Neva is definitely a bit more important than I originally thought. I knew he was going to be important, but I feel like he's like a. Do we feel like he is a closet good guy or a closet bad guy? Like, do you think he's the one who orchestrated bringing Goku to the demon realm and to usurp Goma, or do we think that he's like Neva is trying to like take over the spot of seriously. All right, go ahead and talk for a second. My dog's about to throw up.
Oh Lord.
Go. No, go. No, go.
So
Go.
I don't think that Neva would be in a position to try to take over as the Demon King. What I would think, my prediction is that he might be using Goku and crew to liberate the demon realm from Goma. Kind of, that's where I'm at with it.
Okay, sorry. I ain't cutting it. We're doing it live, man. We're okay. Did you finish or?
I spat out an idea. Yeah.
Okay, so the barriers are down, and our party is like, "Hey, we can go now." So they get back on the ship and they start going through the. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I'm old and I ran down and up my stairs. But Neva revealed that he put the barriers up originally because hooligans were coming from the third demon realm, and snot-nosed outsiders were coming in from the first demon realm. Basically, not corrupting, but you know what I mean? Like, not tainting either. It's not the word I'm looking for, but like...
disrupting?
Yeah, like disrupting the tranquility of the second demon realm. Because the one thing I would say about the second demon realm is that it's definitely very like tranquil. Like there's not a lot of chaos. There's not a lot like everything just kind of seems like they want it to go normal. You know what I mean? Like, or not normal, but like low key. So I don't know. I mean, that was kind of my thought. But yeah, I don't know. What did you think about? What are your thoughts on? First off, we kind of figured Neva was going to be the person responsible, but what are your thoughts on? I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Like, what are your thoughts on like the second demon role, like in Neva's like role in this whole thing? And if you already said some of this, I'm sorry, but
I have a theory that Neva might be trying to liberate the demon realm as a whole from Goma, and just kind of get rid of another evil demon king and install somebody.
Do you think he's trying to get rid of all demon kings?
I think so, yeah. Get rid of the position and set up something more egalitarian.
Okay. I mean, I could see that. As I said, he could either go really good, like he's kind of like, okay, this is my opportunity to get rid of all of the bad here in the demon realm. Or it could go really bad where Neva's like, you know what, I'm going to take over the demon realm and make it mine. You know what I mean? Like mine. So yeah, so I don't know. We get some more, we get a couple more, scenes with Goma, with the Super Sentai group, Goma's Super Sentai group. And we see Majin Buu and Ku again, which did we see them at all last week?
No, I don't believe so.
So now we've got the Sentai group and we've got Majin Buu and Ku meeting up, and they're in the grocery mart and buying food, and Buu and Ku want candy and chocolate. And the Sentai group buy them, and I kind of missed why they were buying it for them. Like maybe they were just like, oh yeah, we like you, for some reason. It's kind of like they don't know that that's actually the people they're against or something like that, but they're because they haven't been briefed on them yet. But it's just like, it's funny because it's just like, you know, like they don't know that they're supposed to actually be enemies, and then they treat each other really good because they're, you know, they're like, oh, we like you, and oh, we like you too. So it'll be funny when they kind of meet up, and they're like, then you got the Sentai, the Goma Sentai group, and then the Majin Du and Ku, and it's just like, you know, they do the whole like thing, you know, that anime always likes to do. So, I don't know anything. I mean, anything about that. I mean, it's kind of a funny gag. It's not like an in your face gag, but it's like it's definitely a gag you know will pay off later. Like
Agreed.
So I think that was a really good. It's a setup to a good gag later on where they're going to be like, "What? We met them at the supermarket," you know, or whatever. I don't know. I kind of chuckled when I saw, because I'm like, they're supposed to be against each other. Yeah. So, anything with that or no?
Entertaining scene. I think it's more set up than payoff, and I'm looking forward to how they handle that later. But I think it'll shake out about the way you predicted.
Yeah.
Be that type of gag.
Yep. So the final part of the episode is really, you know, they're coming through the hole that goes from the second demon realm to the first demon realm. They have to jump out of the plane for some reason. I kind of missed why they had to. They said something about heat, and I'm like, but if it's hot, why would they want to jump out and fly? I don't know. I kind of missed it, and I'm just kind of like, and I did not feel like going back and trying to figure it out. Basically, they had to jump out of the plane because we needed to lose another aircraft. Really, that's what it is. We had to lose another plane so they could get another plane, you know, later on for some reason.
They said that they thought it was going to break apart, but then it didn't at all. So they jumped out just for the sake of Toriyama getting to design another aircraft.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. So our heroes jump out. We get a little bit of a gag between the I don't remember his name, Yabin or whatever his name is. The one guy who wanted to make Bulma his girlfriend, you know, back a couple episodes ago. You know, where she's like, oh, you know, Bulma's like, oh, am I the only one who can't fly? And he's like, I don't want to have to carry you. And she's like, no, it's okay. I'll get my husband to carry me. And Vegeta's like, of course. Like, I love Vegeta and Bulma. They're so cute. Like, they drive each other nuts, but you know they love each other. So, and yeah, so that's kind of the end of the episode. Is you know, they jump out. They you know, they're kind of skydiving. Yet, you know, obviously most of them can fly. And then Goma kind of releases the troops on them, and now our peeps are on the run from the Red Ribbon Army. I mean, Goma's army. So that's it. I mean, anything else with that? You know what I mean? Like,
that's it's setting up for what we see in the intro with them fighting a bunch of aircraft and trash troopers and it's gonna be good action next week.
Yeah. Although, I mean, at this point right now, we're on episode 14. We still don't have the big bad established. Like, I know, I just don't know if it's going to, like, if Goma has a transformation that you know, kind of like Garlic Jr., which is an interesting fact that, you know, that we can talk about some other time, is about the English dub and how Goma really reminds me of Garlic Jr. now. It might be the same voice actor. I'm not sure, but it definitely reminds me of Garlic Jr. Or, you know, Arinsu. Like, I don't think she's going to be a big bad. I think she's just manipulating things to the end. I mean, do we think that a fusion between Du and Ku is going to be like the big bad?
I'm not certain. I that could be a possibility, but I'm not certain.
Or do you think, and this is what I was thinking about, and I haven't really heard anybody talking about this, but do we think that we're going to get like a Dragon Ball season 1, like the first 13 episodes? There's not going to be a major fight. Like, it is just going to be shenanigans, and then someone's going to make the wish with the balls. Like, and there's no like fight per se. Like, it's not like we're going to get some like big one-on-one with like one big bad versus like Goku and Vegeta or Vegeto or whatever happens. You know, I could kind of see Toriyama ending this in like a shenanigans sort of way rather than like a big fight sort of way.
That would track with the kind of overall tone of the show.
I think a lot of people are going to be upset with that. Like for me, it's like I'm okay either way as long as it's done well. But like I don't think that's going to set well with a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going to be upset about that.
Agreed. A lot of people that are kind of Z-centric fans already don't like Daima.
Oh yeah, I
And
mean, I can see that. And as I said, I've had issues with Diamond. Don't get me wrong, but it's not because it's not like Z. You know what I mean? Like there's been pacing issues for sure, and that's where my
Mhm.
issues lie. But like no, the fact that it's not like Z, it doesn't bother me all that much. But I can definitely see a lot of Z fans that are like, oh, that's it. Like there was no big fight, there was no spirit bomb, there was, like nothing like that. Some big major epic ending. Gohan doesn't show up at the end and wreck everybody. Like everyone wants Gohan to show up. And don't get me wrong, I like adult Gohan, but this is not his place.
No, he's doing his own thing right now.
But wouldn't it be hilarious though? I know I'm dragging on here a what if here. Wouldn't it be hilarious if Gohan did show up in like his like 5-year-old, like, because no, they're all like what, 6, 7. So like he would be like what, Namek Gohan, 6, 7, Namek Gohan, maybe.
Yeah, but the younger you were, the younger it made you relatively. Like the kids got turned into babies, so
But
Gohan might get turned into like toddler Gohan,
maybe
like from the
I thought
very
it was more
beginning of
like
Z.
if you're, because Gohan's an adult right now. So I was like, I was under the impression like kids get turned into babies, adults get turned into 6 or 7, like first graders. So I think Chi Chi would love that. She'd be like, "Oh, I get a second chance to educate Gohan." That woman, I swear. But yeah, so anyway, I what if scenario? Wouldn't it be hilarious if like Gohan shows up in like his, shows up in like his like his Piccolo training outfit, with the white thing around the neck and everything. I think that would be absolutely hilarious. Is it white? I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. Is there something like around his neck?
Yeah.
Is it
There's a
white?
white. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm remembering right then. But just I
It's
think
his own version of the shoulder pads, but without the shoulder pads. He doesn't get
yeah,
those until Cell Saga.
yeah. So I think that would be hilarious. I really do. But it won't happen. We know it won't happen.
No.
But I know, but that's a what if that would be absolutely hilarious in my opinion. Anyway, so let's rate it. I mean, as I said, there's not much here. This is another episode where we're definitely story progression for sure. But are you okay now? Riker just came barging in the room. So let's rank it. Let's rank it. I mean, this is definitely a build-up episode. However, it was definitely did progress the story. So what are your thoughts on it? What are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it an 8. It did a good job of moving this plot forward. When it wanted to make me laugh, it succeeded. And it built up the lore a little bit, and it gave us a clear picture of the cosmology of the demon realm.
For all the same reasons, I'm going to give it a 7. Not because it was bad or anything. 7's still really good. It just it's a build-up episode. It progressed the plot at least a little bit, towards where we need. Like we're heading into the end game now. Like next episode, we are, I think, literally in the last quarter of the show. So if it's 20 episodes, everyone says 20. I have not seen an episode list, so I don't know. So, but a lot of people have said 20. So we should be heading into the last quarter of the show at this point. So, I mean, I think it was a good build-up episode. So yeah. So 8, 7, not bad. Any other final thoughts, Major Rage, before we head out?
I can't think of anything else to contribute.
Made you being here is just contribution enough, my friend. You are not a contributor. This MFR right here, not a contributor. Anyway, All right. Well, with all that being said, everybody, thank you very much for joining us here today. If you like Dragon Ball and you like hearing the discussions, let us know down below. Please give this video a like, share it out, and consider subscribing to NerdTube, the greatest YouTube channel you kind of maybe sort of heard of. We will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.